From the art house to the multiplex, physical media, and streaming. Welcome to the Cinema Recall Podcast. Here are your hosts, the Vern.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this new special episode of Cinema Recall Podcast. I am your host, the Vern, and we got an exciting show for you here, folks. This episode is a collection of all the audio dramas that I've helped edit for Cinema Recall and other places for a while, and I wanted to just share with you what I do, and I'm trying to use this as a calling card in somewhat shape or form to other companies looking to hire an audio editor. So you sharing this episode or liking or commented it will be extremely helpful, because I really want to try to turn my love of audio dramas into a career of somewhat, and I'm hoping that you can help me out. So thank you very much for checking out this episode. That's very cool. I do have some exciting news about Cinema Recall coming up in the near future. So after this episode posts, and then I have got another episode posting soon with Jalen Sella from In Session Film. After those episodes post, Cinema Recall is going to be moving to a new podcast network. We are going to be part of the Rabbit Hole podcast team, and I'm very excited. I've hosted shows at rabbitholepodcast.com for a while now, and it's very exciting that our show, Cinema Recall, is going to be part of that network. Now, you're still able to see a lot of our shows on the YouTube. That will not change, and you're still going to get episodes early on our Patreon page, again, patreon.com/Cinema Recall Pod. But all of our shows will be part of the Rabbit Hole Podcast Network, and that should be happening close to around the end of June. And I'll make sure I'll let you all know that before things happen. But this episode and the one coming after this will probably be the last two episodes that we do for cinemarecall.net, because we're going to be part of Rabbit Hole Podcast, and I'll make sure to post links on our website, and I'll probably still keep our website going too, and just post links to the Rabbit Hole Podcast team where you can find those episodes. So that's very cool. Very excited about that. Let's not dabble on anymore. I do want to say it's because of these 9 individuals is why Cinema Recall is able to go on. So, no special order. I gotta thank Richard Kirkham from the Lambcast. Thank you, Richard. Jeanette Miller on Twitter at AKA Jeanette. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Robert Yanis Jr. from Cricket Table Productions and Franchise Do Tours. Thank you, Robert. Jim Evans from Film Rage. Thank you, Jim. Howard Kastner of Pop Art. Thank you very much, Howard. Jason Soto from Rabbit Hole Podcast. Again, thank you, Jason, for letting me be on your network. Robert of Cinemigos. Thank you very much, Robert. Dana Butler of The Dana Butler Show. And special thanks to Cameron Sullivan of Jacked Up Reviews. And why am I thanking these individuals? Because these cats helped me out of a major bind. And I really thought I was going to have to give up this podcast and work more at a job I don't really like that much instead of doing this for you. So thank you to those individuals, because they helped donate funds to me, and I'm extremely thankful and grateful. I would get to our Patreon members at the end of the show, but let's just get this going right now. Like I said before, this is just a collection of audio ad spots, or audio drama adaptations and whatnot, audio editing that I've done for Cinema Recall, as well as another show, and it's very cool. I'm just going to play for you just some random clips. I'll play some ad spots for some of the great podcast shows throughout this one. But yeah, we're going to start right now with my audio adaptation of Night of the Living Dead. All right, so check it out, and I'll make sure that I'm gonna post links to each of the full episodes so you can see all the voice actors and hear the full thing. Very cool. All right, I gotta go. Love you. All right, here we go. Night of the Living Dead.
What happened to the one from last year? Every year, $25 for one of these things, and the one from last year's gone.
The flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish, and they can sell them again. Wonder how many times we've bought the same.
In the distance, a huddled figure is walking among the graves.
Come on, Barb. Church was this morning.
Barb continues her prayers. The huddled figure still moves silently among the graves.
Well, praying's for church.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, Grandpa told me I was damned to hell. Remember? Right here. I jumped out at you behind that tree. Grandpa got all excited. You'll be damned to hell. Right here, I jumped out at you from behind that tree. You used to be so scared.
Johnny!
You're still afraid.
Stop it. I mean it.
They're gonna get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara. They're gonna get you.
Johnny, stop.
They're coming out of their graves. After you. They're coming to get you. To get you.
You're acting like an idiot.
Here comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Coming to get you.
The couple is now only a few feet from intersection with a path with the old figure.
I'm getting out of here.
You keep your hands off of her. She's staying here with me. And you don't touch any of that food. Now, if I stay up here, I'm going to be fighting for what's up here. And that food and that radio and all this is what I'm fighting for. And you are stone dead wrong. You're just wrong. You understand? Now, if you're making it to the cellar, get your ass moving. Go down those stairs and get out of here. Don't mess with me no more.
The man is crazy. He's crazy. We gotta have food down there. We have a right.
Is this your house?
We got a right too.
You going down there with him, young man?
Well,
No beating around the bush. You going or you ain't.
I hate you, right? I hate the kid. I want to see you die here, right? In this stinking place. My God, Helen, do you realize what's happening? Those things are all over the place. They'll kill us all. I enjoy watching my kids suffer like this. I enjoy seeing all this happen.
She needs help. She needs a doctor. She's gonna maybe die here. We have to get out of here, Harry. We have to.
Oh, yeah, let's just walk out. We can pack up right now and get ready to go, and I'll just say to those things, oh, excuse me, my wife and kid are uncomfortable here. We're going into town. For God's sakes, there's maybe 20 of those things out there, and there's more every minute.
There's people upstairs. We should stick together, you said. Are we fighting with them? Upstairs, downstairs, what's the difference? Maybe they can help us. Let's get out of here. Let's go upstairs. Let's do something. Let's just get out of here.
Harry!
Yes.
Next up is selections from the Forza Crowd audio sitcom. This audio sitcom was created by Ryan L. Terry and produced by Danny Mescal.
The next day, Alison walks down to Mrs. Howson's apartment. She goes to knock, but then pauses. shuffles her feet a little, lowers her hand, and goes to turn away, but then turns back around and knocks on the door. Mrs. Halverson doesn't answer, but Alison hears the TV is on. Alison tries the doorknob, then discovers that the door is unlocked. She lets herself in.
Mrs. Halverson? It's Allison. The door was unlocked.
Hey, I'm just in my room. Come on back.
Alison walks through the apartment into Mrs. Halverson's room, where Alison finds Mrs. Halverson packing a suitcase.
What you packing for?
Oh, why, it's my practice suitcase, don't you know?
The three of them reach the basement floor. To the left of them is the door that leads to the generator room. In front of them is a circuit panel for the entire building, and to the right is the rest of a long hallway that stretches down the length of the building. Alison opens the panel and flips the switches.
Damn it! It's not working. Mrs. H, the switch didn't do anything.
Oh, when the power went out, it must have tripped the second set of breakers where the generators are. They're just through that door on the left. Dylan, the doorknob can be a little tight, so you go over and use your strength on it.
Too tight? It's never been a problem for me before.
Dylan walks up and presses his ear to the door.
Mrs. H, it sounds like there's water behind this door.
Nonsense. This building is as tight as Bradley's pucker hole.
Mrs. H, I really don't think it's safe.
Dylan, trust me, you'll be fine.
Dylan turns the doorknob, and the door slams open with a wall of water gushing out of the generator room, carrying Dylan down the long hallway.
Mrs. Halverson, you're an idiot!
These next few clips are from an audio adaptation of Clue that I made for Rabbit Hole Podcasts and their show Sporadicast. Open them.
Why not? I enjoy getting presents from strange men. A candlestick? What's this for?
A rope? What in the world would I do with this?
I have no use at all for a lead pipe. What kind of game is this, Mr. Body?
I already have a wrench. In fact, I have way too many as is. I'm sorry, but you are just gonna have to take it back.
I don't normally collect guns, Mr. Body, but this is a very exquisite-looking piece of machinery.
Why, thank you, Mr. Body. My wife will absolutely adore this dagger you got me. How did you know she collects them?
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. If you denounce me to the police, you will also be exposed and humiliated. I'll see to that in court. But if one of you kills Wadsworth now, no one but the seven of us will ever know. He has the key to the front door, which he said would only be opened over his dead body. I suggest we take him up on that offer. The only way to avoid finding yourself on the front pages is for one of you to kill Wadsworth. Now! I turn off the lights and everything goes black. I hear a few stumbles and the sound of a gun. Then everything goes really black for me, and this is where I die. The lights go up, and here I am lying face down, dead as fucking dead. It's not Wadsworth.
Oh my god.
How did you know it was unlocked? How did you know that you could get the gun?
I didn't. I think I would break it open, but it was open already.
A likely story.
Maybe they'll just go away.
I'm gonna open it.
Why?
I have nothing to hide. I didn't do it. The key?
Wadsworth hands the key to Mr. Green.
Thank you.
Mr. Green opens the door, revealing the cop. Good evening, sir.
Yes?
I found an abandoned car down near the gates of this house. Did the driver come in here for any help by any chance?
Oh, no. There was no driver. No driver. No.
Well, actually, yes.
No.
No.
There seems to be some kind of disagreement.
No. There's disagreement at all.
Yes.
Can I come in and use the phone?
Of course you may, sir. You may use the one in the... no. You could use the one in the... no. Would you be kind enough to wait in the library?
Sure. Don't I know you from someplace?
No, I don't think so.
You all seem to be very anxious about something.
It's the chandelier. It fell down. Almost killed us. Would you like to come this way, please, sir?
Miss Scarlet closes the door to the study suddenly and attempts to look nonchalant. The cop rolls out the sound. Professor Plum does the same to the lounge door. The cop rolls again.
Frightfully drafty, these old houses.
In the library, Wadsworth leads the cop in and indicates the phone.
And to make a long story short,
Too late.
One by one, you all arrived. And then the gong was struck by the cook. Then we went into the dining room. In the dining room, Mr. Peacock sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Mrs. White sat here, and Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard. This chair was vacant. Anyway, we all revealed we'd all received a letter. And you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter.
Get on with it!
The point is blackmail. But all this came out after dinner in the study. You're right. Mr. Green stood here, and Mrs. Peacock here, Mrs. Scarlet here, and Professor Plum here, and Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White, and...
Get on with it!
I'm getting there. And Mr. Body went to get his surprise packages from the hall, and you all opened your presents, and Mr. Body switched out the lights.
Wadsworth is lying on the floor, and the guests, tired of all this, react with disgust.
These next few clips are from the very first audio drama I ever worked on. There was a podcast called Lair of the Unwanted, hosted by Jason Soto and Scott Nolan, and they did a lot of reviews of B-rated movies, but once in a while they would do audio drama adaptations of stuff, or script reads, and so they were doing one for Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space, and I wanted to do the challenge of making it into an audio drama. So this is the very first one I've ever done, so the audio sounds wonky, that's why, but here's some clips, hope you enjoy.
Minutes later, the police, led by Inspector Daniel Clay, arrived at the scene.
Who found him?
The man and girl.
Medical, examiner been round yet?
He just left. The morgue waiting ought to be along most any time.
You get their statement?
Well, as much as we could. They're pretty scared.
Finding a mess like this ought to make anyone frightened. Have one of the boys take the guy and the girl back to town. You take charge.
Okay, Inspector, what are you going to do?
Look around a little.
Once you get beyond those lights, you won't be able to see a hand in front of your face.
I will get one of the flashlights from the patrol car.
You be careful, Clay.
I'm a big boy now, Johnny.
Clay walks through graveyard.
Quite a sight, wasn't it, sir?
A sight I'd rather not be seeing.
Are you worried about them, sir?
Well, they must have a reason for their visits.
Visits? Well, that would indicate visitors. Are big guns the usual way of welcoming visitors?
We haven't always fired at them.
Oh?
For a time, we tried to contact them by radio, but no response. Then they attacked a town, a small town I'll admit, but nevertheless a town of people. People who died.
I never heard about that, sir.
Hello? Who? Mac? Well, hi, Mac. Sure, I'm all right. I just fell asleep. Tell Jeff I'm all right. Okay, Mac. Thanks for calling. Good night.
Sequence during which Bella and his double enter the Trent house and chase Paula into the graveyard. Where we see Clay climb out of his grave and then attack Paula, with Vampira at his side. Eventually, Paula finds her way out of the graveyard and must have gone through some sort of time vortex, because now it's daytime. A farmer comes to her aid.
Oh, Mrs. Trent, what's wrong?
Farmer picks her up, puts her in his car, starts it up, and drives away. Inside smaller ship.
They'll be at the hatch in a moment. You can open it now, Tana. Turn off the electrodes quickly. They can't tell us from anyone else.
We gotta take a short break, but Cinema Recall will be right back after these ad spots.
We are like the Maury Povich of podcasts. People come to this show because it's a train wreck.
I'm giving this podcast 3 stars. The host keeps yelling at me.
The people have clearly spoken. Check out Whatever with Jason Soto on Anchor, Apple, Google, wherever you get awesome podcasts, or you can go to the home location at rabbitholepodcast.com.
Second thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about urination. I want to talk about peeing specifically.
See what happens when Jason throws out the segments. This is what we get instead.
It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show.
Join your host Cam Sully each week as he chats with special guests to discuss many an insane movie and numerous cult TV phenomenons.
Listener discretion is advised. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show.
Get access to episodes early, uncut video footage, and bonus shows by becoming a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/cinemarecallpod. And for just $3 a month, you will help support our independent podcast. Thank you so much. And now, back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to Cinema Recall. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed those ad spots from 2 amazing shows, Whatever with Jason Soto and Jacked Up Review Show. Really great stuff. Jason Soto and Cameron Sullivan, great podcast hosts. Check them out. You'll enjoy them. We are continuing my collection of samples from audio dramas that I've edited and put together. Next up is a collection of ones from season 7. And for this season, I have had guests come on to our show to discuss their favorite movies of all time. And then for fun, the guest and I would do an audio adaptation of a famous scene from that movie. And first up, I have Rob Maynard from the Reels of Justice podcast, and him and I do an adaptation of the famous Quint speech from Jaws. Enjoy.
Chief, don't you worry about it, Chief. It won't be permanent. You want to see something permanent? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Hoop, You want to feel something permanent? Just put your head underneath my cap. You feel that lump? Naco Nolan's St. Patty's Day, Boston.
I got that beat. I got that beat. That's Muddy Eel. Fit right through my wetsuit.
Oh, now listen, I don't know about that, but I entered an arm wrestling contest in an Okie bar in San Francisco. I can extend that. You know why? I was in the semifinal celebrating my third wife's demise. Big Chinese fella, he pulled me right over.
Look at that. It was a bull shark. He scraped me when I was taking samples.
I got something for you. There's a thresher. See that, Chief? Thresher's tail.
Thresher? It's a shark.
You want a drink? Drink to your leg?
I'll drink your leg.
Okay, we drink to our legs.
I got the creme de la creme. Right here. See that? You're wearing a sweater. Right there. Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart. What's that one? The one up on your arm.
Oh, that's a tattoo. I got that removed.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Mother. What is it?
Hooper, that's the USS Indianapolis.
You were on the Indianapolis? What happened?
Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into her side, Chief. We was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte. We just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. The vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about a half hour. Tiger, 13-footer. You know how you know that in the water, Chief? You can tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know was that our bomb mission was so secret, no distress signal had been sent. Didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief. Sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups. It was sort of like you see in the calendars, you know, the infantry squares and the old calendars like the Battle of Waterloo, and the idea was the shark come to the nearest man, that man he starts pounding and hollering, and sometimes that shark he go away, sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark looks it right at you, right into your eyes. The thing about a shark is he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. When it comes at you, he doesn't even seem to be living till he bites you. Those black eyes roll over wide, and then and you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red, and despite all your pounding and your hollering, those sharks come in and they rip you to pieces. You know, by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks there were, maybe 1,000. I do know how many men. They averaged 6 an hour. Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland, baseball player, bosom's mate. Thought he was asleep. Reached over to wake him up. He bobbed up and down in the water. It was like a kind of top, upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. At noon on the 5th day, Lockheed Ventura swung in low, and he spotted us. A young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper here. Anyway, he spotted us, and a few hours later, a big old fat PBY come down and started to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went into the water, 316 men come out. The sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
What's that? It's a whale.
Sound like a dog. Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish lady. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it went straight to my head. Wherever I may roam, through land or sea or foam,
You can always hear me singing that song. Show me the way to go home. Boom, boom, boom.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. Bum, bum. Had a little drink about an hour ago and it went straight to my head. Wherever I may roam, bum, bum, through land or sea or bum, 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 you can hear me singing through the song. Show me the way to go home.
Start the engines.
And scene.
Hey. Oh, I love that speech though.
That you did an amazing job with that.
Oh, so it's just a well-written speech, but yeah, you need the music.
Yes.
You gotta have that tension is so good. But anyone who hasn't seen the scene should just watch the movie.
Yes, they should.
But if you can't
yes.
watch the movie, go watch the scene.
But I thank you for doing that with me so much.
Next up, Josh G. of your next favorite movie joins me to do an adaptation of Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Didi as kids on Christmas, Jordan and Donnie sit on the couch, the bottles of lemon before them.
Start with one, see how it goes.
My guy says one's all we'll need. Salute. It's stated they pop a lewd. 30 minutes later.
You feeling anything?
Nope.
Maybe we've built up a tolerance after all these years.
They pop another, wash it down with sake. Another 30 minutes go by. Jordan's running on the treadmill. Donnie pumps away on an exercise bike nearby. This is bullshit, man. My fucking metabolism's pumping, and I don't feel shit.
They're old. Maybe they lost their potency.
Donnie leans over, picks up the bottles, reads the label. January 81? They're fucking duds. He shakes out more pills, 2 more apiece, as he pop them. A very pregnant Naomi descends down the stairs. What are you two retards doing?
Nothing. Working out.
Bo Dale is on the phone. Naomi heads upstairs. Jordan picks up the phone.
Bo, hey, what's up?
I need to talk to you, but not on this phone.
Why? What's...
Leave the house. Call me back from a payphone. You hear me?
The Brooksville County Club was a WASP stronghold, a straight shot down the road from my house.
Jordan?
Yeah, I'm at a payphone. What's going on?
Your buddy Brad's in jail.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what did he do?
I don't know yet. They arrested him in a shopping mall in Long Island this morning. But listen to me, more important than that, the guy Denham I told you about, the Fed, he's got your phones tapped. I'm pretty sure home and office.
Donnie, that piece of shit, I'm gonna kill him. That fat prick motherfucker.
But listen to me. Do me a favor. Please do not talk on the phone.
Fuck.
Did you try to bribe this fucking guy?
What? No, I didn't try to bribe anybody.
Jordan, I couldn't understand. Say that again. Are you fucking high?
After 15 years in stores, the Lemons had developed a delayed fuse. It took 90 minutes for the little fuckers to kick in, but once they did, pow! I had skipped the tingle phase and went straight to the drool phase. Actually, I discovered a new phase, the cerebral palsy phase.
Jordan, do not get behind the wheel. Just tell me where you are, I'll send Rocco.
Come on, stand up.
He rolls on to all fours, lifts a head, topples over.
Okay, walking is off the list of options. Alright, What else is there? I can crawl, like Skylar.
Slowly, Jordan begins crawling like an infant to the top of the staircase. The Lamborghini is parked at the bottom. 20 steps down, he starts to crawl down the stairs, stops, tries again, can't figure out how to do it.
Fuck! The kid makes it look so easy. Think, you motherfucker, think! Wait, I've got it.
Jordan slowly curls himself into a ball.
I can roll.
Forcing himself over the edge, Jordan begins to descend the steps. He lands with a crash on the asphalt, drags himself up into the Lamborghini.
Hello?
Oh my god! Jordan, where are you?
What's the matter?
It's Donnie. He's totally out of control. He's on the other line with some Swiss guy.
What? No!
I can't understand you. Just get home. Hurry.
They say God protects drunks and babies. I was praying the same held true for drug addicts. I was less than a mile from home and drove slower than shit. Somehow I made it alive. Not a scratch on me or the car. Where's Ani?
In the kitchen! Phone to his ear, and at least as stoned as Jordan, Donnie stands at the counter. The money! I was the movies to Switzerland!
What language are you speaking, Mr. Azoff?
With Naomi looking on, Jordan staggers towards Donnie, like the drunken Frankenstein.
¿Qué haces son? ¿Qué haces it? ¿Qué haces son?
With all the strength he can muster, Jordan rips the phone from the wall. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you? I was one too. Jordan grabs him. What's the matter? Was you crazy?
The phone! You're not supposed to talk on the phone!
What?
You're not supposed to talk on the phone! What's happening today with you?
What?
What's that?
What? Jordan releases Donnie. Donnie crawls into the dining room and starts shoving ham into his mouth in an effort to sober up.
Oh my god! He's choking! Jordan, do something!
Jordan goes to get his Coke. He snarfs up 2 fat spoonfuls. He's not breathing! Jordan places his fingers over Donnie's arteries. Nothing. Save him! Jordan kneels, starts furiously pummeling Donnie's chest, breathing air into his lung in rhythmic bursts.
This stupid son of a bitch. All Donnie ever did was fuck me up, and now I have to save his life because I took a CPR class when the baby was learning to swim. Just for the record, I want it noted. Not for a second did I even think about letting him choke to death, even though it would have saved me an awful lot of headaches.
Donnie still isn't breathing. Jordan flips him over, tries a Heimlich, we hear a crunch as he breaks Donnie's ribs. He flips him back over, but he's almost completely blue.
He won't come back!
Don't let him die! He has children! One last try. Jordan takes a massive breath, blowing as hard as he can into Donnie's lungs. Donnie's stomach distends like a balloon. Then suddenly, a chunk of ham projects from his mouth and into Jordan's face. Donnie coughs, vomiting, and as he starts breathing again, Jordan exits and passes out on the living room couch.
And scene!
And scene, hey! Very nicely done for, your first time doing this.
Yeah, I've never done any kind of voice acting.
I
needed my old co-host for this.
And we didn't practice, folks. We did not practice this at all. We came to this thing blind.
Next up, Bubbleweed of It's Time to Rewind podcast.
as well as Fight Club Minute and Lyrical Innuendo over at Rabbit Hole Podcast, joins me to do a adaptation of the classic comedy Groundhog Day. We're here. We're ready to act. Our good friend Bubbleweed is going to take over the role of Ned Ryerson. I, the Vern, am going to play the role of Phil Connors, and I will do some of their narration. So here we go. Now, we did not practice this beforehand because we don't need to, because both Bubbleweed and I are professional actors. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You studied
Consummate
acting.
professional.
What's that?
Consummate professional.
That's right, consummate professionals. There are a lot of people on the streets for this hour. Traffic is so heavy, in fact, the pedestrians are moving faster than the cars. Everyone seems to be going to the same direction, making the annual trek to see the groundhog. An old bum is sitting on the sidewalk, leaning against the storefront. Someone throws him a coin. Phil walks by him without taking any notice.
Phil?
A big pie-faced man, Ned Ryerson, comes huffing and puffing right up to him. There's something about this guy that makes us dislike him on sight.
Phil? Phil Connors! I thought that was you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for watching.
My oh my, Phil Connors. Don't say you don't remember me, because I sure as heck fire remember you. Ned Ryerson. Needle-nosed Ned? Ned the Head? Come on, buddy. Case Western High? Ned Ryerson did the whistling belly button trick in talent show. Bing! Ned Ryerson got the shingles real bad senior year, almost didn't graduate. Bing! Ned Ryerson went out with your sister Mary Pat a couple of times till you told me not to anymore. Bing!
Ned Ryerson?
Bing!
So, what are you doing with yourself, Ned?
I sell insurance.
No kidding.
Do you have life insurance, Phil? Because if you do, I bet you could use a little more. Who couldn't? I got a feeling you don't have any. Am I right or am I right? Am I right? Right?
You know, Ned, I love to talk to you, but I really have to...
That's okay. I'll walk with you. When I see an opportunity, I charge it like a bull. Ned the Bull. That's me now. Some of my friends live and die by the actuarial tables, but I think it's all just a crapshoot anywho. Ever hear of single premium life? That could be the ticket for you, buddy. God, it is so good to see you. Hey, what are you doing for dinner?
Dinner? Sorry, I'm in the middle of a 9-day fast. As they continue walking, Phil steps into what looks like a shallow puddle and ends up ankle deep in wet slush.
Hey, look out for that first step. It's a doozy.
And scene. Whoa. Man, brilliant. Brilliant job on both our parts, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Alright, I'm going to post one more of these and no more, but if you want to hear these full episodes and more, go to cinemarecall.net, look up Season 7, and then check out the full episodes of these. But this section is from our episode on Legally Blonde, and good friend and Patreon member Jeanette Miller and I did an adaptation of the courtroom scene from Legally Blonde. Enjoy! I will say that if you have never seen Legally Blonde, there are some major spoilers that happen in this scene. The movie's from early 2000s, so if you haven't seen it, that's on you, okay? But enjoy the show. Okay, So, the role of Elle Woods, D.A. Joyce Rafferty, and the judge is the one and only Jeanette Miller Meckenham. Woohoo, yay, clap, 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 applause. And then I, the Vern, I'm going to take the roles of Chutney, Emmett, Brooke, and Gerard. And I'm going to do my best to do different type of voices with this.
Me too.
This is going to be... Okay. So I'm just pulling up my script right now. All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
And I'm going to just call action in 3, 2, 1, okay?
All right.
Lights. Camera. Action.
Miss Wyndham, when you arrived back at the house, was your father there?
Not that I saw, but like I said,
I went straight upstairs to take a shower.
And when you came downstairs, what happened?
I saw Brooke standing over his body, drenched in his blood.
But Mrs. Wyndham didn't have a gun.
No, she stashed it by then. Move to strike that from the record, Your Honor. Speculation.
Stricken. Did you hear a shot fired?
No, I was in the shower.
So, at some point in the 20 minutes you were in the shower, your father was shot?
I guess.
So your father was shot while you were in the shower?
What's going on here with this? Have a little faith.
But you didn't hear the shot because you were in the shower.
Yes, I was washing my hair.
Miss Wyndham, can you tell us what you'd been doing earlier in the day?
I got up, went to Starbucks, went to the gym, got a perm, and came home.
Where you got in the shower?
Yes.
I believe the witness has made it clear that she was in the shower. Oh, yes, Your Honor. Have you ever gotten a perm before, Miss Wyndham?
Yes.
How many, would you say?
2 years since I was 12? You do the math.
You know, a girl in my sorority, Tracy Marcinko, she got a perm once. Even though we all told her not to, curls really weren't the right look for her. She didn't have your bone structure. But thankfully, that same day, she entered the pie cap wet t-shirt contest where she was completely hosed down from head to toe. Objection! Why is this relevant? I have a point, I promise. Then make it. Chutney, why is it that Tracy Marcinko's curls were ruined when she got hosed down?
Because they got wet?
That's right. Because isn't the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you are forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolite?
Yes.
And wouldn't someone who's had, 30 perms throughout her lifetime be well aware of this rule? And if you, in fact, were not washing your hair, as I suspect you were not, since your curls are still intact, wouldn't you have heard the gunshot? And if you, in fact, heard the gunshot, then Brooke Wyndham wouldn't have had the time to hide the gun before you got downstairs, which would mean that you would have had to found Mrs. Wyndham with a gun in her hand to make your story sound plausible. Isn't that right?
She's younger than I am. Did she tell you that? How would you feel if your father married someone younger than you?
You, however, had time to hide the gun, didn't you, Chutney, after you shot your father?
I didn't mean to shoot him. I meant to shoot you. I knew it.
Oh, my God.
And scene.
Yes.
You were amazing. I, however, was not, but you were
awesome
epic.
Too.
You were epic.
You were awesome, Miss Chutney. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun little. I never actually I never did like a courtroom scene before. I hope we get more of those because.
These last selection of clips comes from a show that I used to host with podcaster extraordinaire Ryan Luis Rodriguez from Reels of Justice and One Track Mind. It was called Tales from the Double R, and it was available at rabbitholepodcast.com. And in the show, Ryan and I play detectives who are going over the case files of Twin Peaks at the Double R Diner. And while we're going over each case file / episode, we get involved with a murder mystery involving our waitress, played by my co-host Ashley Urak of Cinema Recall, and it was a lot of fun. Only lasted for like a season or so, but had fun doing it, so I'm just going to play just a quick selection of the clips from Tales from the Double R. Thank you very much.
Diane. This is Agent Ryan. This is a recording of a conversation that the Vern and I had at the Double R Diner.
So, what can you tell me about Ashley?
Well, not much. She worked for the Double R for only a few months, as I recall.
Did she have any enemies or issues at work that you can describe?
Well, she did like to flirt a lot with some of those patrons, and a few of the ladies didn't like that.
She would flirt with her husbands?
No, not just that. If one of us saw a guy we thought was cute, she would slither up onto him and wrap her little snake legs all over, like it was a done deal. How are any of us going to compete with a snake like that?
What about the manager? We overheard some things said between them last time we were here.
Yeah, that was strange. I've seen them hanging out at the bar at the Bang Bang a few nights ago. She was all over him.
Was she sober?
At the Bang Bang? You must not be from around here. They require you to have at least 6 shots of our Wild Bear Hawk whiskey before they'll deliver any food out to you. Girl was drunker than Winnie the Pooh who loved his honey. She was high on something because I saw them two snorting some stuff as well. She was so gone. Frank, that's our manager, had to carry her around that whole night.
Did you see them do anything else?
Well, she was flirting with Frank a bit. You know, teasing with those snake-like legs of hers. Men are so easily duped by pretty things with long legs. He kept trying to kiss her, but she would back him off. She clearly was after something which I assumed was the drugs. And once she got her fix, she was basically gone, like I said.
Is Frank here today?
Oh, no, honey. Today is his day off. I don't think he has anything to do with this, do you?
Well, we want to interview anyone who has had a relationship with a victim.
Look, Frank's not perfect, but he is a good man and a decent father. Yeah, he may have gone up to One-Eyed Jack's a few times, but I've never considered that cheating. It's not like they have real women there, just floozies and teases.
Do I sense a bit of hostility in your tone?
Look, buddy, I've been where she was, okay? Back in the day, I was a hot thing around here. Back then, men wanted me. As I got older, my options dwindled, but a few guys out there still admired me.
Frank being one of them.
You should question that boyfriend of hers, Robbie. He was the one supplying her with all those drugs. Look, I gotta get back to work. I set your coffee and left you a fresh pot at the table inside. Kitchen is closed, so there's no food today. Sorry.
Well, you know, my cup's almost getting empty here, and I could use another cup. Oh, by the way, here's our waitress.
Oh, hello.
Hey guys, sorry I'm running late today. What can I get for you?
Hi, yes, I want your wonderful coffee that you have, but for this time, because you put not so much cream in there, I want just a little bit of cream, just not too much cream, and just fill it as much as you can with sugar. Usually 4 or 5 packets of sugar.
So what you're saying is your regular coffee? Yes, okay, I got it. And for you?
I will take a cup of coffee with all the cream, because I am on a diet.
Yeah, same for you. As usual. Got it.
Ashley!
What?
You're late.
Get off my back!
You're
I'm
late.
here! I did my best!
You're freaking late. It's been the last 5 times you've been
hey guys,
here.
Guys, I'll be right back with your drinks. Would you shut up?
How many times have you been late?
I will be on time when I'm on time.
You're
and I'm
never
late
on time. Never on time.
I do
You're
my
always
best.
late.
So can I go get these drinks or what?
We gotta talk here. We gotta talk about
Okay,
your future.
maybe
Stop
we
here.
can talk after I serve the beverages, okay?
No.
Thank you.
No, get back here. We're not done yet. Now you've been late, on and off, since you started here. I know everyone thinks of you as being this big prom queen, and they think you know all the shit, but I'm tired of you being late. Well, if you want to keep your job here, all right, you're to act the way you did at the bar a few nights ago.
Oh, and
You were very
how was
friendly that night.
Please don't touch me.
That's not what you were saying before the other night at the bar.
Fuck you! God, you're a piece of shit!
Huh. You know, Vern, that boss sounds oddly like you.
Yeah, that's very scary. I know, but I'm not that much of an asshole. I mean, I would never ever treat women the way that he treats that girl.
Well, I don't know. I've been recording with you for 3 months, and, you know, I'm just saying. You're a nice guy, but I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I swear I would never do. I mean, I could be, slimy, but I'm not gonna be that slimy. All right.
Fair enough.
Damn, shit. This place is popping today.
Yeah, this place is getting super crowded.
Look at her poor mansion there. I mean, guys, she's getting yelled at.
Poor girl.
What the hell's going on here? Poor flaming on. Where's ice cream? 5 minutes.
I ordered my food to the long time ago.
Vegan grilled cheese. I wanted these eggs over easy.
I want my scrambled eggs. Where's my
ice
cream's melted.
All right! You will get your damn food when you get your damn food. I'm the only person working here, and this is your fault.
My fault?
And you!
I'm sorry.
Two of you asking questions, causing a stir.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's his fault. I never wanted to do this.
Well, it's actually Jason Soto's fault from the Rabbit Hole podcast team.
Right. Yeah, it was his fault too. It's both of their fault. It's not my fault.
Sir, you will get your grilled cheese when you get your goddamn grilled cheese. Do you understand me? I'm the only one here. Sir?
Ryan, this place, it's getting a little crowded here. This place actually has another area that is meant for business associates. It's what I call the Romy and Michelle room.
Oh, nice. Let's go there.
Okay. Oh, all right. This is much better. It's a little more soundproof. There's not going to be any service here, but as you can tell from outside, we're not going to be served any coffee anytime soon. And can
we go back?
But how about this? They actually left us a coffee pot in here. It's not going to be the freshest coffee, but I think it'll be good for now.
As long as I can put some creamer in it, I'm good. Doesn't need to be the hottest coffee.
Okay. All right, so that was it. That was just a quick collection of some of the audio dramas that I made for Cinema Recall and other cool places for our past several seasons. I hope to do more over at Rabbit Hole Podcast. In fact, I can share this with you all right now because it is in development. I am working right now on an all-new audio drama adaptation of Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino's debut film about a heist gone wrong, but I'm doing it differently. I'm going to be doing Reservoir Dogs with an all-female cast. That's right, I am not changing the names of the characters, just their gender. So it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very cool. I've got a bunch of great voice talents that I will share for you once the episode is released. I plan to have that episode edited and done hopefully by the end of July or so is when the episode should go up. It's going to take some time to edit it and do all that wonky stuff there. But yeah, very excited. Yes, we're going to be doing a whole new audio adaptation of Reservoir Dogs. If you would like to be the first to hear that, as well as other episodes of Cinema Recall, please consider becoming a Patreon member. Patreon.com/CinemaRecallPod. That is where you'll see exclusive video footage before it posts on our YouTube channel, as well as audio portions before it appears at rabbitholepodcast.com. So definitely become a Patreon member. I want to thank these wonderful individuals for doing so. Thank you very much right now to Jen McQuaid of Shot and Applaud, to Jeanette Miller of AKA Jeanette at Twitter, Donnie Roberts, who writes the Deep Sea Anthologies and has been a guest for Donnie's Choice. He's found on Twitter at Unreal Goals, Matt and Ashley of Matchley at the Movies, Jason Soto of Rabbit Hole Podcast, Linda Castro of Bed Knobs and Broomflicks, and then I gotta thank Harvey Andrus, who doesn't have a site, but he's our friend, Harvey Andrus. And then newest Patreon member, Steve W. I don't know which website is Steve, but thank you very much for your support. And yes, there's another person on there too who's a free member. I'm not mentioning his name on here because I'm only doing that for free members, or for paid members. But yes, that's it. This episode's done, and I hope you enjoyed the audio drama portions. We will be back next week with Jalen Sella from In Session Film to talk about a Ryan Gosling feature, because we had some technical issues, but we had a really great episode doing a big Rage Corner. Rage Corner brought to you by the guys from the Film Rage podcast. All right, folks, that's it. I love you all very much, and enjoy your day. Goodbye.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.